Hello, welcome to this edition of Kev Thinking Out Loud, our video blog. The purpose of the video blogs is to get information out to clients on things happening around us, things in the industry, and things in my own head. This edition, what I want to talk to you about, I want to share with you some things that have happened inside the Smith team, our perspective on the last 13 months, how we've coped with, as a group, as a business, with what is turning out to have been one of the worst market events in a long time. Most of you can appreciate, I think, that what the Smith team does essentially is we're running a business. As a financial planning practice, really it is a business. And like all businesses, a big part of determining our success in the business is to the extent by which revenues exceeds expenses. And I'll talk to you just a little bit about the revenue side. Revenues come from two main components in our case. One is new sales, which is a source of revenue, but a much bigger and more meaningful part of our overall revenue comes from, it's recurring revenue, which is paid by the investment companies and life insurance companies to us regularly for the advice and service that we give to our clients and the products that we offer and help them with. So that recurring revenue is directly tied in with the market value of those assets. So you can appreciate that if the market value declines substantially and the assets also are going to be affected, and therefore our revenue line has an almost immediate impact from that, which we began to experience just over a year ago. The drop in revenue has forced us to prioritize our expense side, because you can't really move the revenue side that easily. It takes time at least. But the expense side is something, some expenses can be handled much more quickly than others. Other expenses are more fixed, but it forced us to prioritize our overall expenses. Like most businesses, our largest expense is payroll. It's what it costs to have a competent professional staff. But it didn't take me very long or very hard to think about the role that my staff plays in our practice and the services that we provide. And what I realized immediately is that any reduction in staffing, whether it be in reducing hours or letting staff members go, would have an immediate impact in service, and you would notice that. And it would happen at a time when I felt that would be the exact worst time to do that. And so, pretty quickly I made the decision that no, I'm going to keep my staff. I'm going to make the effect on them as small as possible. And if there is going to be any staffing issues, drop in payroll, obviously me as business owner is going to bear the brunt of that, and which is in fact exactly what happened. So setting payroll aside, then we had to look at some other issues. Many of those issues are more fixed, they're not variable. Things like the office itself, licensing, other industry-related issues. You can't just arbitrarily decide, well, I'm not going to pay that, so that wasn't an option. Can't move the office. Besides, we didn't know how long revenues would stay depressed, so we didn't want to make decisions in the short term that would affect us over a long period of time. But we did identify some areas to cut costs were in the areas of client seminars and technology and conferences. And I think you would probably recognize, many of you, that we had fewer client seminars last year, and the ones that we did have were far more focused and far less elaborate and far less expensive. So we were able to cut a fair bit of our expenses doing that, and we replaced that with an increased use in technology, which allows us to get the same or even more information out in a more efficient way at a much, much lower cost. And the blog that we're seeing right now is a great example of that. Another example would be in the summer we tried our first conference call, worked very well, and I think that next year you're going to see more utilization of that technology where you may be invited to participate in conference calls to get information. And as far as conferences go, I only went to one away conference last year, which was our national conference in Niagara. I go there every year, kept that one on my schedule. I drive up there to do it, see some clients along the way, and that really isn't very expensive. But it's a very good venue, I guess, to get and receive and give information back and forth to colleagues and peers. So from where we sit right now, we really feel good about the future. We really like what we're seeing. The revenue situation has already begun to reverse itself. We're already seeing an improvement in our revenue line, and because our expenses, to the extent that we could, had been cut, our margins are starting to expand again. And this is very similar, I think, to what's going on around the entire, many businesses in many parts of the world. The depression in revenues is semi-permanent but temporary in another way. It did reduce, but it didn't stay at those significantly depressed levels for very long, and it's already beginning to rebound. So we feel that we are in the process, I guess, of successfully navigating through what we think is the worst market in about 70 years. And that's no small accomplishment, I don't think, not for clients, who we feel similarly about, and our practice. We feel very good about that. And also I want you to recognize, I'm 45 years old. In my industry, that's relatively young. So you're dealing with a team in this industry that's well established, is in an age group where you could probably expect to be dealing with us for as long as you want to. We have the energy, we have the commitment, and we're going to be here for quite a while. I also feel very, very confident in our process. We run a process-oriented practice, have always done it that way. It has always served us well, and it has served us well recently as well. And I have full faith and conviction in that type of business model. Everybody in the team is responsible for certain parts. It all works very well. We all communicate very well. So, and the team also. You have a team in the Smith team with my wife Janet, myself, Tara Lynn, and Tara. Highly committed, highly capable, highly professional, and if anything, this period of the last 13 months gave me a great opportunity to demonstrate my commitment and loyalty to them, and us as a team to demonstrate our commitment and loyalty to you as clients. So we feel we're in a great position as things return to normal, which I accept may take more time, but we're in the right place. We feel very good about the future. We feel very good about our relationships with our clients, and we're in a great place to take advantage of what's going to come next, which I believe is good for you as clients and for us as practice. So we believe we're in a great position to add value to you and to attract new clients. So thank you for letting me share some of these thoughts with you, recognizing that they're very personal, but you are great stakeholders in us, and we are great stakeholders in you, and I believe that it's good to be honest and open about these things. So thanks very much, and have a great holiday season if I don't get a chance to talk to you before then, and look forward to great things next year. Thank you very much.